working? Am I working? Okay. So refresh this thing. Eh. Oh, I guess I am working. Yay! So hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Flaherty here, and guess who is done with their finals? I am. Previous video, I may have, I don't remember, but I did, and I'm so happy for that, at least. So I hope everybody had a happy Christmas, or happy holidays, or whatever you guys are all celebrating. I sure did. I had a lot of family come over, and visit, open gifts. I got a lot of new things I didn't really know I would ask for. I'm not gonna go into detail what, but yeah. Hold on. I got a lot of notifications here I need to get rid of. Don't you hate that when you're doing something on your computer and you get notifications constantly? Well, I don't know. Hey guys, say hi in the chat if you want to. I have something at the end of the video. I'm gonna hopefully will work, but just type in the chat. Make sure my mic is working for all y'all, because I can't tell. Like, no, really, I really can't tell. So can y'all like type in the chat box thing, make sure it's working if you can hear me, because I can't tell. There's a reason why there's like two of me here. So one is just so I can post the pictures and all. Yay! Okay, so I look like I'm working. I guess I'm working. Yay! Also, I hope my voice sounds okay. Good thing I'm also not on camera. It's like very dark in my bedroom right now. It's like cloudy, really, really cloudy. And I even have my little night light turned on, which is odd. Okay, so that's good. Okay, as you can tell from the title of this video, I am back into doing my anime reviews. Now, these are just the anime shows that'll be, or movies that'll be coming out, I think this winter, or may have already come out. I don't know. I haven't I haven't watched much anime recently. Sad but true. Again, I don't even hardly touch my TV. I literally, when I got this, I have hardly touched it. Your girl here doesn't really watch much television anymore. But so I do have, I think, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have about 8. And then I posted, I hope the poll thingy is working, but I do have a poll up actually, um, uh, up here somewhere. If you see the little icon, information icon up on the top right side of your screen, I actually do have a poll. Now that poll is for what I should do on my next episode. There's, I think, 3 or 4 animes. Um, uh, Ignore the Pokemon one. I think, well, no, actually, no, don't ignore it, because one of these are actually going to be a Pokemon, but it's a movie, so it won't count. And a couple of them, uh, I've lost count of how many anime reviews I've done, or of which one I've done. I try to keep track of it, but I just lost count. But I do know a couple of these I haven't actually done a review on. So please, whenever you have the time, check that poll and select which one I should do for the next video. And whichever one has the most votes, I will do the next video on. I'm going to be free for the next 2 weeks, this week and next week. So I should be able to do more videos. I'm hoping better than I have been doing. But then I'm going to be back to doing work and school stuff. So I thought I would do this and be a late Christmas present to you guys. Okay. I will try to remember. I've been forgetting to do this. I've been forgetting to link my Wattpad account for you guys to check out of all the stories I've collected. And there's one other page I think I'm supposed to be doing, but I forgot. And I've been forgetting to put my website out. Now that website is not updated. I've been trying to get it updated, But as you know, I'm always on my feet and away from my computer, so that's one thing. But besides all this jibber jabber, let's actually get started. Please pardon my. Oh, what's up with the picture? There. I hope it's gone away. I think it's gone away. I don't know what happened. But let us now get into some of the shows. I'm gonna hide this, and now you'll see me. So yeah, I'll try to find pictures of the anime themselves. I don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna see. Uh, I'm making sure it's okay. It's working. Okay, making sure. Now, if you don't know any of those animes that are in the poll, don't worry. Just click on one you think sounds interesting to you. I know I do. Um, but I'm also gonna warn you. I actually don't know much about a couple of them. Hold on. Okay, so while I'm getting some things, done here and everything more prepared, comment or in the chat, let me know how y'all's Christmas is doing. Did you guys have fun? If you celebrate Christmas, I mean, if you celebrated it. Mm, let's see if this works. I hope my Wi-Fi doesn't cut out. If it does, I'm sorry. It does that a lot, and I'm not sure why. Been having so many issues with it recently, and it gets on my nerves. It really, really freaking does. But I don't just do it there. Here it goes. Do you guys hate that whenever it happens if you like, well, I don't know if y'all always do a lot of videos, but whenever like you do something that requires a Wi-Fi, then it just goes off or just cuts off automatically for some odd reason. If you do, hit that like button then, because then I'll know that we're in the same boat. And some images that actually, are readable. Nope, okay, well, I don't just, do that way. Some of these I actually have to look up some information on because I actually never got the chance to see. Mm. Sorry about that. My whenever my grandparents come in, they know I do this for sometimes a living, or not really a living, but they do know I do this, and they don't like me, having their voice on the computer. And so what she just did was she just came in and told me that apparently one of my cousins, or the youngest one, came down with the flu, and from yesterday, and we were all exposed apparently. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time with her, but that I know my uncle did since it's his kid and all that. So I hope my cousin is okay. I think she'll be fine. She's what is it doing? Where is it? So people who think they don't need to get a flu shot, you are wrong. It's best to get a flu shot while you can. Always is. Always the best idea. I don't like how that image came out. So I'm going to be reviewing is one I'm really excited to actually see. In English dub, though. But that's just me, being my weird self. Why is this image always so small? Don't you hate it when you're looking up an image and you think it looks big in the beginning, but nope. Eh. Eh. I actually don't remember if this one actually came out yet. I'll just use this image, it looks better. It's bigger, actually able to be seen. Even though it's not really actually the cover of it. I don't think so, actually. So then we'll move this back out. And move it to this. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm not computerly an expert. My English is wrong, apparently. I can't speak English either. Good job. Good job, me. Let's see. Okay, there's that one now. What's that? I'm actually kind of excited for this movie in English. People who think it's weird that I like to look up, the English dub of movies, it's because it's easier for me, my brain. Oh, it's just me. But it's not like I have anything wrong with it. I just like, although there are some limitations to the English dubs, like not everybody actor or the characters perfectly well, or the animation is never perfectly done well. So it just depends. But I'm just that type of person who doesn't want to work too hard and watching the subtitles pass by. I don't know. I'm weird. Deal with it. Please. I can't. My computer, work with me. Okay. I'm halfway there. I think actually one of these I'm gonna not do today because there's not much information about it, sadly. Which is, I'm being honest here, there's really not much information. Strangely. Okay, so I'll just take this out. Move this around. Sorry, y'all have to keep hearing me talk to myself. There's nothing wrong with that. Whoa, hello. Oh, hello. I see this whole one person text in the text. Didn't even notice her. Uh, let's see. Where was I at? Nah, I got distracted. Statistics. Yeah. Like, check Rotten Tomatoes if, you know. This one I want to see is pretty interesting looking show. Is this just a manga or is it? No, I think it's actually a show. Or the actual anime itself. Uh, it looks actually pretty freaking interesting. To me, it does. I mean, that's just me. I have a weird sense of what I think is interesting. I wouldn't recommend this though to younger kids because I don't know. I have a background thing about if you don't know what Pokemon is. Okay, but well, no, actually, you know what? I don't care. If you don't know what Pokemon is, look it up. I'll just tell you that. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, I think we're ready to start. All right, hold on. Make sure I got my things all ready. Yeah, I think I got them all ready up. I'm all ready up. Okay, so I'm gonna click on the other one. It doesn't look like it's moving. It actually is. I'm talking, but I'm just moving things around so I can work better. Okay, so we're gonna move to this. So if you see this image, you should be able to see it on my screen. Okay? Okay. Okay, so this movie, or this picture here, is actually for the first anime, so I'm actually excited about this because I didn't hear anything yet, And for some reason, when I look at this picture, I'm thinking of a young version or a different. If you ever seen the movie Ponyo mixed, it's like a Ponyo mixed with Howl's Moving Castle, personally. But the movie is called Mary and the Witch's Flower, and oh my goodness, I'm already looking at this. I've never seen the movie. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I guess it's just got that magical feel. I'm hoping that's Gigi, but it's probably not. Man. It's like a mixture of the movie Kiki's Delivery Service with a little bit of Ponyo because of the hair color, with some Howl's Moving Castle because I'm seeing the clouds, um, and um, one other movie. There's one other movie I'm thinking of. I can't name it off the top of my head, but it looks pretty freaking cool. So this movie, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce it in the Japanese version though. But again, it's directed by Hiramasa Yonebayashi. Um, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm just so amazed. Is this a Studio Ghibli? Huh. And I think what I'm hearing is it's based on the book by Mary Stewart called The Little Broomstick. Now, I never actually read it, so I'm really curious. This movie is having its English voice actors. I'll list off who those in are when I'm looking, although reading through it, I don't really recognize any of these people. That's just me being myself. So anyway, so this movie is it's made not by Studio Ghibli. It's actually by Studio Ponix, first feature film, and it's apparently supposed to tell the story of this young girl whose name is Mary that finds this mysterious looking flower which can give her the power to actually become a witch, but it only lasts for one night only. And apparently it was released in Japan back in July 8th of 2017. I really don't know when it's going to be released in English, but in Japanese right now. No clue when the English one's going to be, like I said, released yet. But at the box office there, apparently it had $31.1 million. That's how much it's made. Um, so let's think. I'm trying to look up when it's going to come to America. Um, let's see. Well, probably already did come out actually. I just didn't hear about it. Um, let's see. Would release the film within the UK. Madman Entertainment announced that it had secured the rights to the film within Australia and New Zealand and would premiere the film theatrically at Madman Anime Festival in Melbourne on November 5th, 2017. And G Kids later announced that it would distribute the film within North America with a limited opening premiere scheduled for January 18th, 2018. So it will come out, but on 2018. In 2018. So January 18th, 2018 is when it'll be widely released into, it'll be only limitedly premiered in North America on that date. And it'll be widely released the next day, which is January 19th, 2018. I think. And apparently English dub was actually recorded in September. Um, this year in London and premiered in Los Angeles like October 23rd in 2017. It looks pretty interesting, I'll tell you that. So that's pretty much all I can tell you about the movie. Some characters, voice actors would be Ruby Barnhill, Louis Ashbourne Serkis, Serkis, I think. Kate Winslet, vaguely heard that name somewhere. Jim Broadbent, Teresa Gallagher, Gallagher, Ewan Bremner, Rasmus Hardker, Hardker, Can't say it. They got Marina Banks and Linda Barron. I vaguely heard a couple of those names somewhere. I don't remember where. But this looks like it'd be really good. I can't remember how it got on the Rotten Tomatoes list. Actually, let me take a look at that. Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I based on it. It's got like 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. 90% liked this movie. 7.2 out of 10 on myanimelist.net and 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. So, looks actually pretty interesting. I mean, the art style just kind of reminds me of Hayao Miyazaki's, but that's just me. So, ooh, well, look at this on the January 18th. So, the show times would be at the Studio Movie Grill, English, please. In the Colony from 7 to 8 p.m. The Northwest Highway at the Studio Movie Grill. And the Northwest Highway, same time, and in the Dallas Royal area, same time also. There's more show times, but I'm just giving you those three. That's all. So that's that movie. Okay, so the next one, if you don't know about this little anime, it actually ties in with all the previous seasons, but it's called Pretty Cure. If you don't know what that anime is, please look it up. There's so many different styles and seasons of this kind of anime. And I swear in the movies, they always keep adding more and more and more and more into it. Oh my god. Well, I think also one anime actually got turned into an English dub version, which was the Glitter Force anime. And I know what that other anime was called in Japan. It's called Smile Pretty Cure. I remember that because the main character's girl transformation name was Cure Happy. I'm just telling you. Okay, so this is Pretty Cure Dream Stars. Now, I think this is only in Japanese. Yeah, it was. And it was released March 18, 2017 in Japan. And it was directed by Hiroshi Miyamoto. And it's based on Pretty Cure, which was done by the Toei Company under Izumi Todo. That's a synonym. I don't know the real name. But man, I just love it. Oh, well, you can't tell what it looks like because I didn't pull up the picture. There you go. Sorry. Forgot. Okay. So, back to this. And it actually looks pretty interesting, and I'm seeing that they're bringing all the same characters back. But this is a magical girl animated film, animation, and it was distributed by Toei. And it's the 22nd film in the Pretty Cure franchise that I told you was originally done by the Toei Company under Izumi Todo, which, like I said, is a synonym, and it directed by, again, Hiroshi Miyamoto, and written by Tsuboto Fumi, released in Japanese theaters, like I said, on March 8th. It's supposed to mark as the first film in the Star series, which will actually replace the Pretty Cure All-Stars crossover film series. Although the motif of this film will be mostly based on Japanese mythology, with the main theme of the film revolving around harmony, which I think it's kind of like that in every movie you think of, but that's what I'm thinking. So this film was actually announced after the Maho Girls Pretty Cure, the movie, the Miraculous Transformation Cure Mofu Run, I think is what it was called. And the film hinted that as a film, an all-stars film, and it would start a fresh new storyline away from all the previous crossover series. Similar to All Stars, the film is a non-canonical crossover kind of between series, specifically with the Go Princess Pretty Cure, Maho Girls Pretty Cure, and the Kira Kira Pretty Cure a la mode, alongside two new characters made for the film, actually. And I think in this film, only 3 current Pretty Cure teams would be used due to the film's focus on the most current generation teams rather than relying on using all the previous generations. Because they encountered a problem while producing the All Stars movies, because in the All Stars movies they always use the entire generations, each generation within the movie. And I think what I'm seeing why they bring that up is it kind of caused a lot of controversy over which team is the main focus, or all. It was very confusing from what I'm hearing. I mean, I've seen a couple, and it was kind of confusing about which team was the focus group. This is personally me. Um, it apparently will also have the focus of 3D cell shaded backgrounds and the animation in later parts, since the battle scenes, like in Go Princess Pretty Cure, the movie Splendid triple feature, closely to Japanese shrines and locations, having more distinct feel than all the previous other films. Um, so, but let me tell you the story kind of will follow this. I'm not really spoiling it. I don't think I'm spoiling it. Let me take a look. Hold on. I'm looking at kind of it. Let me give it a moment here. Yeah, I'm kind of spoiling it. But I will kind of give you the characters. I'll just do you that. I'll give you that. So the first, wait, hold on. I'll tell you what groups are in here. So, oh wow, there's actually gonna be a new one here. I can't really tell who they are. So I'll give you the groups here. That'll be the main focus in this movie. We have the Kira Kira Pretty Cure a la Mode, which I'm thinking may be the new group. You got the Maho Girls Precure. I'm trying to remember if I've heard of them, but I probably haven't. And then you got the Go Princess Precure. So those are gonna be three. I think there's also gonna be some guest stars, I think. Um, these guest stars though. Um, so the film was released in Japanese theaters on March 18th of 2017. They'll also apparently those moviegoers in the film will receive a miracle sakulite for participating in some of the movie scenes. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't actually think most of these movies get turned into English dub, unless you're really lucky. But so the characters that will be here, I'm going to go specific here. I'm not going to give you their English or their personal name, but I will tell you what their transformation name is. There's going to be Cure Whip, Cure Custard, Cure Gelato, Cure Macaron, and Cure Chocolate, which I'm thinking Kira Kira and all that is like sweets, basically, to me. That's what I'm thinking of. Then you got Cure Miracle, Cure Magical, Cure Felice. I guess there's only three of them in that one. Flora, Mermaid Twinkle, Scarlet. Vaguely remember Cure Scarlet. Can't remember where, but I vaguely heard somewhere. Groups. So I mean, what I'm looking at here is that these are um, the current generations, like the ones that were previously used in like previous couple movies, not the old ones, like the first Pretty Cure group over up to Cure Happy and all that. Those don't look like they would be involved. It's just the current ones that have been featured. I've seen her somewhere. So that's that movie. It looks interesting, but again, I think it would be more beneficial if you spoke the language and you knew kind of what's going on. I've lost track of what's going on. I haven't seen any more Pretty Cures recently, so I'm kind of lost. If you're a big Black Butler fan, thank you. Please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button because I'm excited for this one. I mean, I know it's probably been out for a while, but I'm slow. Okay, so this anime, if you don't know what it is, oh man, I'm already having a fangirl moment. But that's me being me and all that. um, this anime is the sequel of the Black Butler series. If you haven't seen the Book of Murder, Book of Circus, I would probably go back and watch those, even up to the original. But this is Black Butler, Book of the Atlantic. Oh my lord. I saw a trailer of this. Oh my god. And this is based on the Black Butler series by Yana Toboso. You got my favorite Japanese actor, Daisuke Ono, in it. I'll tell you the Japanese casting. I don't know if when the English dub's coming out. I can't remember. Um, then you got Maya Sakamoto, Yukari Tamura, Junichi Suwabe, Jun Fukuyama, sorry, Ken Noriki Yama, Takuma Terashima, Hiroki Tochi, Yuki Kaji, and Amiri Kato. And it was released in January 21st of 2017 in Japanese. And at the box office in US and Canada, it's gotten $248,000. And its runtime is 100 minutes. Was that like 2 hours? I can't remember. But this is this film is based on it's a film, yes. It's a film based on the Black Butler manga series. Like I told you, it was written by the film was actually produced by A1 Pictures. Oh man. 2 months after the Japanese release, Funimation had announced that they had licensed and would screen the film in limited theatrical releases in North America later in June of that same year. So, I guess I can kind of give you a plot. I mean, it's been out for a while. Let me see, actually. When was it actually out? Didn't say. Okay. But I will tell you that if you haven't seen the previous movies, like I said, I would go check those out. And I think they're in English dub also. I don't know if you can go on the Funimation's website. I think they may be on there. I don't know. But I've seen a couple. I think I even did a review, react to one episode of Book of Circus, and that got a lot of views, which thank you to guys for watching that. So Ciel, Sebastian, and Snake are boarding this luxury liner called the Campania. Maiden voyage to investigate this mysterious Aurora Society that's rumored to perform experiments to raise the dead, which we all know is very impossible to do. So on board the ship is Elizabeth and her older brother and parents as well. Then, while sneaking on a meeting of the Aurora Society, where they have this short meeting with the Undertaker, actually witnessed Dr. Rain Stoker flashback to Frankenstein here, that would use a machine to reanimate a dead woman who, it looks like it worked and all, but she starts attacking all the attendants. Ciel chases after Stoker, but meets Elizabeth and Snake instead on the ship's cargo, where they find several other reanimated corpses attack them. Sebastian appears in the nick of time to rescue them, obviously. After interrogating Stoker, Ciel kind of discovers this is only this little paragraph. I'm not going to go into what happened later on, but well, actually, I'm not going to go any further. The movies from the trailer and some of the clips I've seen, man, does it look good. And it kind of goes a little more deeper into Ciel and Sebastian's little relationship here they have. I mean, you start to see Sebastian kind of changing over this as these movies go on, because I remember one clip I seen that Sebastian actually got wounded by the Undertaker's death side because he was protecting Ciel, and I think that witnessed this moment when the two formed their contract. And sees that Sebastian's Ciel and his safety. I think everything turned out fine. I'm hoping, because maybe there'll be a new movie. I don't know. But let me delve into the English voice actors we got here. So as we all know, our Sebastian Michaelis, portrayed by the amazing J. Michael Tatum. Brina Palencia as Ciel Phantom Hive. Jeremy Lay as Elizabeth Mitford. You got John Swayze as Undertaker. Daniel Frederick as Grouse Littlecliff. You got Joe McDonald as Ronald Knox. You got Barry Yandel as William T. Spears. Spike Spencer as Snake. Ian Sinclair as Beldroy. I actually remember Ian Sinclair. I can't remember where, but I think I vaguely remember him somewhere. You got Jason Librick as Finian. Monica Rial as Mayrin. Clifford Chapman as Charles Gray. And then for Charles Phipps, you got Brandon Potter. Todd Habercorn as Alistair Chamber, or the Viscount Druid. Good job. Justin Brenner as Edward Mitford. Ryan Stoker's played by Dave Trosco. Elizabeth Maxwell plays Frances Mitford. Schwartz as Alexis Leon Mitford. Jerry Jewell, I love Jerry Jewell. He played one of my other favorite characters in this old anime named Koja. He played one of the main characters, Akito Hayama. I love him because I love that anime series. And Lydia McKay as Madame Red. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry Jewell is Lao. Sorry, I went fangirl there for Jerry Jewell because he played another favorite character of mine from an old series. Well, I don't think it's that old, but it's old. Yes, I'm gonna go here, people. This anime has had so many movies done. It's amazing. I clicked something here on my screen. Hello. I don't know how many. Let me quickly look up this movie or this series has how many. Um, how many movies it had? Let me count. It started all the way back. This series had started with its first movie being The Time Bomber. The Time Bombed Skyscraper, which was in '97, and it's had that movie. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't scroll. 2, 4, 6, 7. Oops. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. This would be the 24th movie of this little series. 24th. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's how amazed I am. 24. That just shows you how good of the movie it is, apparently. Good of a series. I've actually watched the original series. What is that one done? I don't know if I did a video on it. I maybe haven't. Watch the TV series. I have 2 of the mangas. When did the original series come out? Um, well, I know Funimation got it in '03 because it gave the name Case Closed. March 2013 is when they said they began streaming theirs. 13 because I would have been in. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Um, yeah, I guess it was 2013 is when I started seeing it. I can't remember, but I did remember watching a lot of that when I was little. Back in those days. Um, but anyway, back to this movie. But I'm in love with this series. I mean, although sadly there's not a lot of fan fiction for it, but I've been reading a lot of it. But so this is directed by Koben Shizuno. But let me just read more. So this is released in 2017. This is a Japanese animated film, like I said, by Shizuno, written by Takahiro Okura. This is well, it says this is the 21st installment of the Case Closed film series. I don't know if that's true. I can't remember. I thought it was 24, but maybe I'm wrong. That's based on the manga series of the same exact name by Gosho Aoyama. So it follows the 2016 film Detective Conan: The Darkest Nightmare, and the film was actually released in Japan on April 15, 2017. Oh Lord. I don't want to go too much into plot, but I know that now these are just the Japanese version names. I like to go by their English names, but that's just me. Actually, no, I'm not going to get too much of it. There's not really much to say about it, and I don't want to go into the whole plot and all that and all that. But from what I'm looking at it, it looks pretty interesting, and it involves Harvey. We got Rachel, Conan, of course. I keep forgetting her name. I keep forgetting this girl's name. I don't remember her name. But the Junior Detective League. You got. I can't remember her name. I've seen her a couple times. I just can't vaguely remember. I think you might have Kaito in here. Is that Kaito? I can't tell anymore. These two always look so similar. I really can't tell. And I think you also have someone else here, but I can't remember her. But it's called the Crimson Love Letter, so it looks very interesting. I think it will deal with romance or maybe hint of murder. I can't remember, but it looks very interesting. And it looks like you dented a lot, so maybe a bomb. I'm suspecting a bomb, hinting at it very much. But it looks very interesting. Personally, I don't see these two as a love interest here. Um, I mean, I could see these two obviously, and I think I don't know. I don't see they have a lot of chemistry here, but that's just me. I see this one. Oh boy. So this is be the second to last one. Okay, so this movie is the Pokemon movie called Pokemon the Movie I Choose You. And this is 2017. That's when it was released in the Japanese version. It's an adventure film by Kunihiko Yuyama and written by Soji Yonemura. Produced by the OLM company. It's been released as the 20th Pokemon movie and the first film in the Sun and Moon series, and it's set up in an alternate continuity. I can never say a word right. To the main series and acts as a loose retelling of the original Kanto League saga of the show. And it was released to commemorate the anime's 20th anniversary, and it premiered at, I think, an expo in France. Um, and July, I think it was July 6th, 2017, and was released in Japan on July 15th in 2017. And Fathom Events have released the film on a limited theatrical run in the rest of the world on November 5th of 2017. I vaguely remember seeing this. It aired on Disney XD. I do remember on the 25th of November. I vaguely remember seeing it. Actually, now that I think about it, I have actually seen it. It looked really freaking good. I didn't get it. She said she liked it. Um, this kind of goes into the telling of how Ash met Pikachu and how they got their adventure started, and all how Ash, first, how their relationship started in the beginning. How Pikachu was kind of like a loose cannon, didn't really want to listen to Ash in the beginning. Um, Continue to explore and explore and explore and catch more Pokemon, their relationship starts to bloom more. Um, and they get to meet a lot of different people. I and so the characters in the English voice acting is Ash Ketchum is voiced by Sarah Natacheni. Pikachu is actually voiced by two people, which is I'm sorry, no, it's by Kate Bristol. And Professor Oak is Carter Cathcart. The narrator, as we all know, who talks over everything and tells us what's going on, is voiced by Roger Parsons. Mother is voiced by Sarah Natacheni again, so she does two roles apparently. Jesse is voiced by Michelle Knotts. James is voiced by Carter Cathcart also. He also does Meowth. And Nurse Joy is Michelle Knotts. Group there. There's also new characters. Marshadow, um, who's I think a Gloom Dweller Pokemon. Then you got um, David Oliver Nelson. I'm sorry, that's not the character. I'm sorry. Sorrel, trainer from Veilstone City, becoming a Pokemon professor. Then you've got Susie Verity. Verity as this energetic trainer from Twinleaf Town. Sorrel, who's got a cute little Piplup with her. I think she's also soon confirmed to be the daughter of Cynthia, who's that Sinnoh League champion, I vaguely remember. Then you've got Banji, this mysterious old man who knows about this legendary Pokemon called Ho-Oh, and trying to chase after it. Then you've finally got Cross, who's this arrogant trainer that believes strength is everything and aims to become the ultimate trainer. Let's think. I really like it. I feel like apparently there will be a sequel, and it's the second film in the alternate continuity. Will also be made animated by OLM and Wit Studio, and will be released in theaters. Well, first in Japan on July 13th, 2018. So I don't know when the English dub version will be, but it looks pretty good, huh? Yeah, this kind of looks a little weird, huh? You're not over the age of, I don't know. Yeah, it looks kind of odd, but let me explain. Let me explain. I'm actually really tempted to read this manga. But this is called The Ancient Magus Bride. Looks pretty freaking cool. Yeah, it kind of deals with the death, it looks like to me. But I don't know. It just looks really interesting for myself, personally. I don't know why. It just does. I'm weird, okay? So this is a Japanese fantasy shonen manga. If you don't know what shonen is, it's Shonen. Look it up. It'll explain it better than I could. Series that was written and illustrated by Kore Yamazaki. The series was published in Japan by Mag Garden and its monthly Comic Garden magazine. And it's licensed in North America by the Seven Seas Entertainment. Wit Studio produced, I think, a 3-part prequel OVA of the manga and is doing the production for an animated TV series adaptation that I think began in airing in October 2017. Sadly, I didn't get the chance to watch it. And it's still, I think, going on. Yeah, I think it's at 20. The television series has 24 episodes so far, and it's still going and all. It's licensed by Crunchyroll, okay? Let's think. So, let me get into the characters because it doesn't look like it's going to tell me a plot. But there's certain characters. So the first one is Chise Hattori, who's voiced by Danny Chambers. She is the protagonist and this character, the main character of the story. So she is an apprentice of this and future bride of Elias Ainsworth. The name sounds really cool, just personally to me. So, and her father and brother had abandoned the family when she was pretty young, and her mother apparently committed suicide in front of her. That's really sad, actually. Feeling unwanted by all her relatives, she sold herself into slavery so that she did not have to worry about anything purchasing her. She is a Sleighbeggy, which is a special magus or person with magic who can draw magic from her surroundings and within herself at the cost of dying young because of the strain she's using on her body to do this. Hence is why Elias took her in preventing her death. She has apparently about 3 years left to live naturally at the most. So Brian Mathias, who voices the English dub version of Elias Ainsworth, so he's the Child of Thorns, and also Chise's master and fiance. He was also once apprenticed, I think, to Master Lindenbaum. Lindenbaum? I think I said that right. And he's a being with both fae, or fairy, and human elements. His origins are pretty much a mystery, but he's known as the Thorn Sorcerer, and the other fairies see him as abnormal or abomination, something he does actually not really mind being seen as. So besides using glamour to hide his appearance, he can actually control and also turn himself into shadows, and if he's angry enough, he takes on a more monstrous form. He can actually even change his head into a human's using magic. Despite claiming to lack any human emotions, after some time caring for Chise, he starts to slowly develop a true fondness to her. However, his lack of understanding certain human emotions kind of makes Lindenbaum call him a child. I think one of the examples being that when husband asked about him and Chise having children, he felt this weird unknown feeling. You know, when you don't know what you're feeling in his gut, but he really couldn't identify it. I can identify that as feeling butterflies in your stomach, nervous. He actually dislikes children. He says they do not have magical powers, but they are talented in being able to see the true nature of things. So sometimes he is found out. He is called Pullum Moralis by all the wizards. I actually don't know what that means, but it sounds interesting. So next character here is Ruth, who's voiced by Austin Tyndall. He is introduced, I think, in chapter 9, when I'm hearing correctly from a friend. He is Chise's familiar. A familiar being, magical being that serves their master. He's a black grim who was originally a church guard dog. Churches have guard dogs? I didn't know that. I don't want to bump into that. But who chased away grave robbers and evil spirits. Good job. He was formerly called Ulysses S. Grant, and used to be owned by Isabel. I'm not going to go into further about chapter-wise, but Isabel. He thinks of himself as a human, thus able to maintain human form until he kind of remembers who he is. He shares this mental link with Chise and considers her more of a sister. Angelica Varley. She's voiced by Janelle Lutz. She's introduced, and she's an old acquaintance of Elias. She's a witch and a technician of the Magus craft. She has a daughter named Althea. Her father was actually also a technician of the Magus craft. Even though her father was a magician, Angelica, who only had the quality of a sorcerer, could not really learn the ways of her father. So she worked hard to find her own method of performing magic as, well, a technician and a witch. Silver, not the metal silver, but Silver, voiced by Rachel Glass. She is the fairy landlady of the house where Elias and Chise reside. Basically, a landlord. So she's originally a banshee. She is now pretty silent and takes care of the housekeeping inside this household. She's very protective of Chise and has a very strong dislike of Simon Calm. I'll explain who he is later. Simon Calm, who is the village priest, always glaring at him whenever he enters Elias' house and wrapping her arms around Chise in order to, protect her and say, hey, she's off limits. I get the feeling I know why they don't like each other, though. I can't remember if Banshee's kind of like a demon. I don't think so. But I can see probably maybe why would probably also dislike Elias, because they're like, he's more holy, he's more dark. That's just me. And Simon Calm later. Next, we have Lindenbaum, who I just told you before, is voiced by the great and amazing Todd Habercorn. So he's introduced, and he is Elias's magician master, more referred to as Lindel, because his name is so freaking long. He lives in the land of dragons, and that is the last sanctuary of the dragons. There is no others. He is this caretaker of the dragon's nest, basically, making sure everything's okay. So his title is Echoes, Song of Flowers, and he has lived for hundreds of years, so he's pretty old and knows a lot. Lennon's side is played by Morgan Garrett. He's introduced later. She is the beautiful vampire-like fairy who loves men and gives them talent at the cost of dying very young. That's kind of sad. So she has strong feelings for an old man whose name Joel Garland. And I don't think there's really much about Joe Garland, but okay. But denied that they were in love, as love would have meant his inevitable death. Would have, yeah. Remember, like I said, she gives she loves men and gives them talent at the cost of dying young. Obviously, for claiming that she loves this Joel Garland, he doesn't really want to acknowledge that they're in love because he would probably die pretty young. So unfortunately, her presence was already killing him unintentionally at a very slow rate. So after learning this, Jisei created a remedy that allowed them to see each other, one last time. Um, and after Joel's passing, she tells Jisei that she will be living in Joel's garden and will not look for any more lovers anymore. Somewhere before. She later received the name Red Currant, as Joel and Chise noted her eyes were the same color as the flower in Joel's garden. I think red currant is like a flower. I can't remember. Now, Simon Cowell. He is voiced by Tyler Carson in English. I'm telling you the English names. But he's introduced later. He is the priest of the local church in the town of England where Elias and Chise live, and is under an assignment by his higher ups to keep an eye on Elias. Make sure he's not doing anything wrong. He has a breathing condition, which is treated by Elias's medicine. So, if Elias is being good and also giving him this medicine treatment, Elias will, get to stay, I think. Then there's Michael Renford, who's voiced by Gerd Green. So he's an alchemist who apparently hates maguses and magicians, but at the same time is caring towards his apprentice, Alice. I'll go into more about her later. He was scarred in the face protecting Alice pretty badly, and later allowed Cartaphilus, I'll go into more about them later, to take his left arm as, a material for an experiment so that Alice wouldn't be used instead. Oh, so caring. Anyway, but he later rebels against Cartaphilus. Excuse me, I got a burp. And then becomes interested in finding a way to prevent Chisei's premature death. So he's kind of, I wouldn't say, but I think he's kind of trying to find a way to prevent them from being together. But again, that's me just thinking outside the box. So now Alice, as I said previously, Alice is, I think, an apprentice. She is Renfred's apprentice. She was a former street urchin, drug abuser, and drug seller. Her innate magic potential and took her under as an apprentice, hence her devotion towards him. Despite a few big rough meetings, which she becomes their but because of their similar circumstances and having been saved by her, she kind of ends up befriending Chisei. Remember how I said Chisei was abused and all? So she's had it rough too, so they can relate. He is voiced by Josh Grow. So he actually dislikes the name being called Cartaphilus and prefers to actually be called Joseph as the Wandering Jew. I hope that's not racist or something. Or the Magician of the Flow. So he's a mysterious being that looks like a very young boy, but he's actually pretty old. So old that he even refers to Ainsworth as a little boy, so he's older than Ainsworth. But a long time ago, people had said that God's son cast an immortal curse on him. Holding no clear intention, he's just a monster that, simply does what he feels like and travels around the world experimenting with the living and dead for no. It's kind of weird. And he has the appearance of a human, but the body of a non-human. What does it mean by a non-human? You mean like a goat? I don't know. When, however, he was struck with the magic bullet, he claims his non-human body experiences lots of constant pain, and his one true desire is to be able to live with no suffering. Basically, we're almost done here. But now Oberon, it's very short, but he's voiced by Joel McDonald. He's actually this mischievous fairy king and Titania's husband. Do you remember who Oberon is? I think Titania and Oberon were involved in the Midsummer's Dream. I can't remember. Let me look that up. I vaguely remember hearing their name. Or in Midsummer's Night Dream, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Oberon is the king of the fairies, and Titania is the queen. I was wondering why I heard their name. So we're getting to Midsummer Night Dream here. This is awesome. Yeah, so Oberon and Titania are the king and queen of the fairies, and they're married. He resembles a satyr with hooves and deer antlers, aka. No, I'm thinking Orion. Never mind. Oberon and Orion kind of sound familiar to me. Similar. Titania, she looks like a beautiful Buxman woman riding a donkey. What's a Buxman woman? Buxom. You mean big breasted or big waist? I don't understand. I'll say she's large, I guess. I don't know. Because that's plump, especially with what? Oh, so she has a big top. She has a big top. Like that. Think before I say some words, I think. Obviously. Anyway, but she looks like a beautiful buxom woman riding a donkey. Fairies, husband and wife, king and queen. Definitely Midsummer Night Dream. Spriggan is, oh, I'm sorry. Joe McDonald and Colin Clinkenbeard voices Titania. I hope I say the right. Titania. I think it's Titania. But Spriggan, he is voiced by Chris Ryan, and he is Titania and Oberon's bodyguard. He actually dislikes Elias, and he is the one who gave Silver a new purpose and name. Is Richie Mira. He, who actually is not involved in the English dub version, but in the Japanese version, voiced by Takahiro Sakurai, is the librarian who takes care of Chise. He is seen in the Ancient Magus Bride, Those Awaiting a Star OVA, so that's the original version anime. So in the manga, let me get into this manga here. So Yamazaki published the series in, like I said, the Magus Art Gardens monthly comic Blade magazine in November, I think, 2013. And sadly, this magazine ceased publication on September the 1st, 2014, at which point the series was moved to the monthly Comic Garden magazine. While continuing to reach the monthly Comic Blade website, Seven Seas Entertainment actually licensed the series for publication in North America back in October 2014. A drama CD was actually bundled with limited edition of the fifth volume that was released, like, I think, March 2016. So there's been 8 volumes, 7 of which have actually been republished in English. I'm trying to see, one was in May 12th, 2015, December, April 12th, July 5th, January 3rd, July 4th, 2017, 2018 is when it's coming out. So that's coming close. Which I think has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming up. So the chapters that are not in the format. So anime, in the anime-wise, there's 3-part prequel anime that was announced in the 5th volume of the manga. So the series is titled The Ancient Magus Bride, Those Awaiting a Star. I'm not going to or Mahotsukai no Yume Hoshimatsu Hito, directed by Norihiro Naganuma, and written by, again, Koro Yamazaki, with scripts that was made by Aya Takaha. So Wit Studio had produced this animation, and Production IG is actually credited with planning and production. Hirotaka Kado actually designed all the characters. I love the style of the characters were made. And Bamboo, interesting name, is in charge of the background art. So the series music is actually composed by Junichi Matsumoto and had been produced by Flying Dog. I think that's a company. So the episodes were bundled within the 6th, 7th, and 8th volumes of this manga. So between September 10th is what I said last time, March 10th, and September the 9th of 2017. September 10th is 2016, but yeah. So the first episode was actually shown in theaters for 2 weeks, starting on August 13th of 2016. The second episode then was premiered in theaters on February 4th, 2017, so pretty big chunk there. And the third episode was then premiered on August 29th. And then Crunchyroll actually began streaming the first episode on September 10th that same year. So the animated television series adaptation was actually announced on March 10th and premiered October 7th, 2017. So it was actually on MBS, Tokyo MX, BS11, and I guess other Japanese channels. Juna is performing the opening here, being called Here. It's a weird name to call an opening, but okay. And the second opening theme is You by Mei En, and then the ending theme is Suki no Mo Hanbun, Half Moon. I vaguely remember hearing that somewhere. By Aki and Akino. Akino, I will go into detail a little bit later. From Blast 4. Funimation is actually streaming in English dub, but if you don't know what Akino is, Akino, if you don't also know what this anime I'm talking about is, Aquarian actually had Akino perform. Let me see. Yeah. If you don't know the song Genesis of Aquarion, that was done by Akino. And I think there's also an acapella in English version too, which is pretty freaking good. And I think they also did a live song. I love that song. I really do. But anyway, so it's now streaming on an English dub on Funimation, which I want to check out. I'm actually gonna do that. All the episodes here are listed. And that's that. So that is the end of this live stream. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. There's a lot of interesting anime that I really, really want to check out. Each of them is really unique, and I'm actually gonna hopefully today check out that Magus' Bride one. I really, really, really want to check it out. Anyway, but thank you guys for watching this live stream. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Comment below also if there's other animes you want me to check out besides the one in the polls. Also, again, don't forget to do the poll and cast your vote on which anime you think I should do for the next video. Yeah. Anyway, also if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I will try to do more videos this next 2 weeks, but I do want to get back into my anime reviews. It's the reason I started this and all. So I'm trying to get back into it as best I can. I hope you also like the picture. I actually just recently did this picture, and it's of me as a Santa Claus. I think Alyssa Kitty Cat, I'm trying to remember her name, but she had this base, and I wanted to decorate it a little bit more to make it more festive for me. Anyway, yeah, your girl Flaherty here is out. Bye!